Hey guys, welcome back. I want to give you the Cardano news today. We have a couple headlines as well as some outlook I want to get into. So we'll talk for about 5-6 minutes to get you guys on your way as we do want to enjoy the summer months here, but it is a great season for crypto as well. So we're going to be talking to Cardano each and every single day on the channel. For all my returning subscribers, I thank you. And if you have not yet subscribed, make sure you all hit that like button and subscribe down below. And feel free to say hello down below in the comments. All right, so let's get it going. The one thing that I want to share first is the report. Okay, there's an audit report stemming back from what we had the debacle and all of the scrutiny that Charles Hoskinson did receive with that misappropriation or whatever you want to call it, that the lack of a trail when it comes down to where those hundreds of millions of dollars of ADA went to. Okay, so we'll talk about that, as well as Cardano flashing some rare signals on the charts, and I'll give you my take before we get out of here, okay? So as you are following along, we're gonna dive into the Cardano chart, but if you are a spot or leverage trader, okay, I do encourage you to check out my link down below with BTCC within this platform, all right? If you do sign up using my link, you will get 10% bonus on your first time deposit to go alongside 40% lower trading fees. So if you are a spot or leverage trader out there in the game, in my opinion, this might be the hottest promotion going. So sign up today, understand their terms and conditions, and be sure to do your own due diligence before doing any crypto trading. But I wanted to share with you guys that promotion if you do want to get started with BTCC. Make the switch as others have experienced a lot of success on this platform, especially when the markets are ripe like we've been seeing. All right, but as we segue into the overall for the day, Cardano is posting a nice day, 3.8%. We have rallied over 22 and 56% respectively for the week and month. And now here we are, guys, getting as high as 93 cents on the day. We did come down a little bit, but as we are just a tick below 90 cents, it seemingly looks like we were right, and the path back to $1 for Cardano is firmly in the balance, okay? So why is it, and what does it matter for us today? Before we get into it, let's talk about this report. In August, this is when no specific date has been listed, but this will be a live stream in which Charles Hoskinson will release the ADA audit report, and that's something where it's going to address these past claims within the transparency that Cardano has been scrutinized for. Okay, this comes down to the allegations of the fund misappropriation during the Cardano Allegra hard fork. The IOG will publish this along with all of the other transactional records, and also this is something where he denies the claims where he did use a Genesis key to seize the unclaimed ADA. So a little bit of FUD out there from the communities coming after Cardano, and I am looking forward to that live stream. We will probably end up live streaming it as well as we follow along as this comes down. So make sure you have that notification bell turned on. I will try to schedule this one out when we do have an announcement, okay? But as we get into it, the legal action and infrastructure remain a priority. This is where Hoskinson is going after them within defamation, and that's going to be something interesting to see play out, okay? But one thing we want to talk about, we have seen this across the board with a lot of other crypto out there right now, okay? Cardinal, this will be the protocol that connects the Bitcoin capital with Cardano smart contracts through that trustless, non-custodial model. Now, within this will allow Bitcoin holders to lend, borrow, and to trade using wrapped assets with a one-to-one peg to the Cardano ecosystem. This is something that's going to firmly boost the liquidity that is available for ADA, and also kind of boosting that security measures, the security measures that already are set in place. Okay, so that's kind of it from a kind of an announcement standpoint. But we want to kind of get into what we came here to talk about. And I thought this would be fun to talk about. Can Cardano reach $3.10 once again? Okay, and please leave a comment down below. What was the highest price level that you did buy in ADA, I should say? I want to know what your stories are, because I'll tell you mine. It was about $2.91 to be exact. That was probably my highest entry point that I had for Cardano in my trading history. And sometimes you just got to wear it, and that's exactly what happened. But when Cardano did dip down to 19 cents, kind of erased that from a basis standpoint. So that's something kind of fun to look back on. But hey, let's try to remember the wins, not so much the losses, even though I do remember everything, okay? But as we look into it, right, this is something where we have seen a pretty firm signal right now. This is where we broke above our last daily high, okay? That's kind of where we flip the daily chart, and that's kind of where breaking that previous high, it does set up the structure to be bullish, stemming from kind of the bearish months we had leading up till where we're at here in the later part of July, and how things can change fast, right? And this is kind of what happened back in 2021. Feels very eerily similar when Cardano went parabolic. We had a little small breakout, and then it was weeks of just straight bullish momentum. And that's kind of where we're at today. All right. So in this analysis, we do want to kind of highlight the weekly targets. These are 3 targets that have been set in place by this analyst. And we're talking about a $1.33, $1.95, and then the $3.10 all-time high price for Cardano. If we do kind of mimic what we did back in 2021, yes, that is firmly in place. But for me and my money, guys, and what I'm doing with my capital, I'm currently not adding any more Cardano. Just that's me personally. I'm not telling you guys to buy or sell crypto. I won't tell you any financial advice, trust me. But that's just kind of where I'm at in my personal trading path, right? You know, if there are opportunities, I don't swing trade Cardano. I don't trade it on leverage. I think it's something where I just have enough, and I'm kind of happy where I'm at, okay, from a basis standpoint. So being slightly up, you know, overall, and I know it's a horrible trade, but I did buy my first Cardano with the outlook that Cardano would one day hit $9 to $12, and now with my basis below $2, I'm kind of happy where we're trading at, as we do look to reclaim those levels where I become profitable, not just in the short term, but also in the overall. Okay. So we set those price targets, right? $1.33, $1.95. Sure, we could get down with that, but the $3.10 all-time high price, right? That is the dream for a lot of Cardano holders. And quite frankly, I want to know your thoughts as well. If we did reclaim all-time highs, would you be reluctant to sell, or would you be basically running to the window, hitting that sell button? Kind of curious, because I think a lot of people would be jumping ship, and sometimes that really does act as a sell wall that does prevent things from happening in the space. But I will say one thing though, if we did get back to $3.10, I think there would be so much macro going on in the broader stroke that is allowing crypto to be bullish, that quite frankly, I don't think it would really matter if you sold. Okay. So if you want out, fine. That's kind of where I think things are going to be playing out one day if Cardano does reclaim $3.10. So to answer this question, can we reclaim it in the next few months? I think it's easily answered in this way. Okay. It's possible. Anything's possible. Okay. But I think it depends mainly on Bitcoin. Okay. If Bitcoin continues to do something crazy, if we say hit $200,000, sure, altcoins such as Cardano could possibly follow suit. That's not my price prediction for this cycle. It's just kind of me saying anything is possible within crypto. Okay. More realistic and kind of getting back down to reality, I think that's something where we look for, let's try to reclaim $2 before we start talking about all-time highs and $3.10, okay? But I do think there is a world where we start trading above $1 very shortly for Cardano, especially if we do get some of these numbers that are stemming from this audit report. If it does renew investor confidence, I think that will be a bullish catalyst. But for me, it's not even the midnight protocol, the airdrop. For me as a Cardano holder in this market right now, I think the Bitcoin layer 2 bridge, bringing in all of that liquidity with that wrapped Cardano, or I'm sorry, wrapped Bitcoin on Cardano's ecosystem, that's going to be the big driver for me personally. So we'll see how kind of high that catalyst can take us to. Yes, the ETF talks still remain. Not a big fan of that, but nonetheless, I just want to kind of lay out some of those catalysts that we will be seeing in 2025 potentially, and also kind of reiterate the stance that within crypto trading, you need to have a plan, okay? And that's where we're talking all-time highs, not necessarily in a standpoint that, hey, it's going to happen, but more so if it does happen, what are you going to be doing? Are you prepared to kind of handle that and move on from there? Okay, so that's where I'm at. For me, I don't think $3.10 in 2025 is feasible. I think it's a hypothetical possibility. I don't think it's feasible. Okay. And that's not FUD. I am probably hold more Cardano than anybody watching this video. But it's just kind of how I feel about the matter. Okay. So wanted to give you guys kind of my thoughts. I hope you all are doing well. We'll be back talking Cardano tomorrow. So make sure you have that notification bell turned on, subscribe down below, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. If you haven't checked out the link down below for BTCC, make sure you do that before exiting this video. And then from there, guys, if you want to start trading on that platform, feel free after you do your own due diligence. Okay. So I'll leave you with that. Enjoy the rest of the day, and we'll talk to you guys all tomorrow. Cheers.